Hello, hello. Wait a few minutes so it doesn't cut off my intro. I'm covered in cat hair. Jesus. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another long-awaited light night Dolly Chats. Light night, late night, late night Dolly Chats. Hello. With me as per usual. Yay. Hello, hello. How is everyone? Alrighty, so if you saw the title and picture of this video, then you already know what it's about. There's gonna be a lot of new dolls to show off, and I'm not sure if there's gonna be any doll work tonight. That might be in the next one. I'm not sure when that's gonna be. I'm really hoping to get back into making these videos now that my sciatica is starting to loosen up. Not completely healed yet, but we're on the upward. But yeah, so like I said, a lot of dolls to look at and discuss. Some have been from thrift stores. Some have been sent to me by friends that I paid for. And yeah, some I'm repairing for a friend. But yeah, so, but
what are you eating? Not you.
Sorry, cat getting into something. I don't know what you're eating, but knock it off. Anyway, but yeah, so let's just dive right in. These are in no specific order. I'm just going from the top of my giant pile here. That I've made. All right, so first up, I got this girl at a thrift store. And this is American Girl, Kirsten. I always thought it was Kristen, but come to find out later in life, better late than never, they say, it is actually Kirsten. And this doll is a Pleasant Company doll, I believe. Yes, Pleasant Company, Kirsten. Her hair was in very rough shape. The braids were taken out. The braids were attempted to be put back in very poorly. So yeah, I removed her head and washed and conditioned her hair and attempted to put her braids back in. Not very well, because her hair, with how damaged it is now very, very thin. But yeah, this side, I think it's this side that is a lot thicker than this side. She lost a lot of hair on this side. But yeah, this is Kirsten, and she did not have an outfit when I got her. This outfit came from the previous Kirsten that I found thrifting years and years ago. That Kirsten is somewhere. But yeah, that Kirsten she was in rough shape too. She had this outfit, and that's it. Just the apron and the dress. No socks, no shoes, no accessories. Her hair was chopped. Like short enough that it looked like it was a wig for a boy doll. But it was a lot more choppy than that. Like someone actually took scissors and tried to actually cut all of her hair off. Hi kitten. You can't come over here right now, but I love you. Anyway, but yeah, so this Kirsten had her wig, thankfully, so all she needed was her outfit. And like I said, she didn't come with any socks or shoes or anything like that, so she just has the outfit and her apron. And this girl is starting to get silver eye on one eye. Ooh, let me scoot up a little bit. See, on this eye here, she's starting to get silver eye there. And then the other eye is pretty good. She has lost most of her facial coloring, so she is pretty naked in the facial coloring area. But yeah, I don't believe her hair has been cut. It doesn't look like it has anyway. It is just very, very thin. But yeah, and you can see her hair is nice and super shiny. I did what I could with shining it up in terms of brushing and smoothing out and whatnot. I did not boil it or straighten it or anything like that because I didn't know. I wasn't sure how this hair would hold up to being boil rinsed or straightened or anything like that. But yeah, so this is Miss Kirsten. Pleasant Company American Girl. Oh, that's another one I gotta show. I forgot to grab her. But yeah, Miss Kirsten. And while we're in talks of AG dolls, I actually recently, just the other day, found another AG doll who is right here. And she is in a little bit better shape than Kirsten. But this is Miss Samantha. And she as well, or well, according to her neck, is a Pleasant Company doll. She is one of the later editions. She is not one of the first editions, but she is a later edition. And I found her at a Goodwill store, and I saw her up on the shelf. All I saw was her hand, and I knew it was an American Girl. I didn't know which one, but I just swooped her right up. And then I pick her up, and lo and behold, it is Samantha. And she still had her little bow in her hair. Her hair was a mess. I did brush it out. I haven't washed or conditioned it yet. It is a little frizzy on this side, but her ponytail isn't too bad. See, it's still got some curl in there. And she did not have an outfit. Hello, hello. She didn't have an outfit, but I had this outfit from a lot of doll clothes that I got on Marketplace, I think 2 years ago, I believe. I can't remember exactly. But this outfit was in there, and it was very heavily stained. There was marks all over this arm, and then on the front of her dress, and then on this arm. And they were like brown looking gross stains. So I wasn't about to put that outfit on her. This doll is very, very clean. She's in very good shape, as you can see by her facial coloring. Her hair did not look like this, as I said, when I first got her. Funny story of when I got her, actually. I saw her up on the shelf, and I pick her up, and I see a $2.99 sticker stuck on this side of her hair. So I'm like, okay, cool, $2.99. That's a great price. And so I rush to the register. I get her paid for, get out the doors, get in my car, set her down on my seat, and I don't know if, oh, it is still on there. Set her down on my seat, look over, and she's got this. So yeah, I guess I don't know if they originally wanted $2.99 for her and she didn't sell, so they put a $2.99 sticker in her hair. Or maybe it was someone that was trying to price swap and wanted to get her for cheaper and then put that sticker in her hair and then got scared because maybe they saw a camera and then put her back up on the shelf. I don't know, but I got her for $2.99, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, I didn't see that sticker until I got out to my car and she was already paid for. I think after tax, it was like 3 something that I paid for her. So I felt kind of guilty, but then that feeling passed rather quickly because I myself didn't even see that sticker until I got out to the car. So I don't know if that makes me, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that is the story with her. And you can see she is in very, very good shape. She's got good lip color, good blush. Her only thing is her eyes are sticky. So they don't open and close on their own. But yeah, she is super, super cute. And I did wash this outfit. I made a batch of OxyClean in a little container. And I didn't use hot water because I wasn't sure if this belt was going to bleed color or not. So I used really cold water. And I set the dress in there, and within 2 seconds, that water is brown. And after about 30 seconds of swishing it around and moving it, I pull it out of the water, and those stains are completely gone. So, OxyClean, lifesaver. Yeah, so this outfit wasn't in the water for probably more than 2-3 minutes. And then I just took it out, rinsed it, and then hung it up to dry. And then now here it is. There is no stains nowhere. There is, however, I noticed a hole, a little rip right here in her dress. It's really hard to see, I know. Yeah, there it is. A little rip in her dress. But I'm pretty sure that was there before I washed her outfit. But yeah, that is Miss Samantha. Love, love, love. And like I said, her neck says Pleasant Company, but her body tag says 2008. So I'm not sure if maybe it was an in-between period of Pleasant Company to American Girl, or maybe she went to the doll hospital, or maybe one of her owners gave her a body swap. I'm not sure, but her head says Pleasant Company and her body tag says made for American Girl 2008. But yeah, that is Miss Samantha, and I still gotta find her some leggings and shoes to go with her outfits. But like I said, she did have her bow when I found her, so I already knew which outfit she had. But yeah, she is just super, super duper pretty. Super great shape. Whoever owned her took fabulous condition of her. And yeah. And if anyone's wondering why I don't have any music in the background, it's because I kept getting, like, I don't know what the word is. It's like warnings on my videos after I upload them that there is copyright claims on my videos, and if I get another copyright claim, then my entire channel is getting shut down. And I really don't want that, and I really hate that. That's annoying. Because when I do late night Dolly chats, I do a lot of not talking because I'm working on dolls. So, but yeah. Anyway, that is Miss Samantha. And while we're on the topic of Samantha, let me go grab her. I have another Samantha. Give me 1 second. If I can get through here. And the mess I've created. Oh. The mess that I've created. Okay. So, I have yet another Samantha, little American Girl, who is actually one of the first edition dolls. I think is first edition anyway. But yeah, here is her, and you can see her face is quite yellow. She doesn't have the palest facial coloring. She does have some lip color left, but you can see how her eyes are much different than the previous Samantha I showed. So here's a little comparison here of the two Samanthas. This is the very much earlier edition Samantha compared to the later edition Samantha. But yeah, so this Samantha is, I believe, one of the earliest, now, I don't want to say earliest, but she is definitely an earlier doll because of the way her eyes look. But yeah, my coworker actually discovered her when he lives in like it's a weird kind of sub. It's got townhouses on one side and then an apartment building on the other in the same like area. So it's like apartments and townhouses. But anyway, yeah, he found her when they were doing their little, I guess you can call it sub sale type thing where everyone who wants to participate has like a little yard sale. And she was sitting out on a chair. And yeah, he tried calling me, but I was in the shower. So he sent me a picture, and she was $50, I think. I believe it was $50. But anyway, she was just kind of sitting out there in a chair, and he spotted her as that person was on his little street. And I saw that picture after I got out the shower, and I just immediately called him. I'm like, yes, grab her. I will give you the money when I see you. Grab her now. Like, if I could fly, I would have been there in 2 seconds. Because this is one of definitely the earliest dolls from American Girl. Or, well, I guess it was Pleasant Company back then. But she had her outfit, her little bow in her hair, her stockings, little leggings, and her original shoes. Now, the only thing I've done to this doll is just wipe her down, give her a little magic eraser bath. I didn't do her arms or anything as they've been covered by her sleeves, so they weren't too dirty. So I just gave her hands a little light wipe down and her face. But you can see she is very green looking, very pale. So I'm assuming she was sitting, if not in a window, then in a bedroom where she was hit by, sunlight or, whatever, something like that. But yeah, she is in fantastic condition. Like, her hair is not frizzy at all. She still has her bow. And there is a tag somewhere on this dress that says, made in Germany for Pleasant Company Doll Company. Oh, wait. Yeah. Doll companies. And then it says 1986 Pleasant Company. So I don't know if when they made the outfits was 1986 or when the dolls first came out was 1986. I still have a bit of research to do on these girls, but I know I am in an American Girl group, and they said that the eyes that look like this, that look a little whiter and brighter compared to these ones, which have more brown in them. See the difference there. These ones are the earlier dolls compared to the normal looking American Girls. But yeah, so he got her for me, and I always say that if you're gonna buy me a doll, like if I know you in person or I work with you or I hang out with you and you're not a collector, but you buy a doll for me that is a doll I love, you are like one of my best friends. So he became my best friend that day. Well, one of them. I have a few best friends. But anyway, yeah. So that is Miss Pleasant Company Samantha, who is in fantastic shape with her little leggings, her shoes, and she even has her little white undies or bloomers, I guess you'd call them, I don't know, underneath there. But yeah, you can see all nice and shiny her hair is. Like I said, the only thing I've done with her hair is just give it a light brushing because it was a tad messy. So I did give her a slight hairbrush, but I didn't do anything with her ponytail or her bow. So that is all how it was when I received her. But yeah, her legs are a little swingy. They're not terrible. And she can hold a pose. Oh, maybe not. This arm's good. This arm is probably a little loose. But yeah, I keep her in one of my cases over there. That's where I put my top best condition older dolls in, like my Chrissies and whatnot. But yeah, I have my first Addie. I found like 5 at Goodwill. Nice. Last year, no, this, blah, blah. I can't talk. I got her, if that's who you're referring to, I got her earlier this year, like a few months maybe after my coworkers started at my job. But I also knew him from my last job. So when he started working at the job I have now, a few months after that, probably like May-ish, I want to say. But yeah, so that is her, and I keep her in my little case. See how nice and shiny her little belt is, and her little gold belt buckle. But yeah, this doll is in fantastic condition, and I'm surprised with being, you know, as old as she is and an American girl, especially being Samantha. I've noticed when people try to sell and price Samantha, it's usually a lot more than 50 bucks, because Samantha is a very beloved American Girl doll. But yeah, so those are my 3 newest American Girls. Yes, she is so pretty. And before I got her, she was my first Samantha. I never had any. I have a few American Girls, but I've never had a Samantha. So I'm very, very, very happy that my first Samantha is one of the earlier dolls, like from the early 80s or not early 80s, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I don't know, but she's an earlier doll. So finally glad to have a Samantha. And then of course, a few weeks ago, I find another Samantha. So I guess my luck with Samantha is going up. But yeah, that is my Samantha. And you can see her outfit. I don't know if you could just see it there. Is very, very clean and very reflective. It's one thing I noticed about this dress. It is very reflective. But yeah. So, those are my 2 Samanthas and my Kirsten that I've received. And then you guys all saw the stuff that I got in my video from the other day from Christmas. So, moving on down the line, I should say down the pile, is this girl that I got at a thrift store that I don't normally go to. But I figured I was in that area, so why not? I don't remember her name. However, she is part of the PJ Sparkles doll line. And ta-da! I love her hair. So much movement. But yeah, so I found her, and at the same thrift store I found her, I found the little baby as well. But yeah, this girl, she has so many lights in her. Her earrings light up, and then her heart lights up, and then she had shoes that would light up right there. And then she also has a freaking projector in her head that projects different images onto the ceiling. And there's a little knob up there that you can turn to change the image of what's projected. And then here's her little button. Oh, there she goes. So she does work, and then she also has lights up here in her crown. And then you can see in there, that's where the little projector is. And then I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Probably not on this. Let's see. Oh, you can kind of see it. The little image being projected there. But yeah, you can see she only stays on for like 5 seconds. So she does not stay on very long at all. But she does work. And I also have the little baby who has the 2 earrings that light up, the heart, I believe, and then she has a little like bow, or not bow, but like a crown with some lights in it, and then you tilt her head back to turn her on. And the first time you turn her on, it's just like her heart and her earrings that light up. And then you tilt her head back again, and then that turns her little crown on, which I thought was pretty cool. And then at another thrift store I found, the same day, I found a PJ Sparkles. So I had like all 3 dolls that I found in one day. I was feeling pretty lucky. And yeah, I got this one and the little baby Sparkles to work. And then PJ, why do you buy these instead of man toys? Well, Mr. Hymo, I don't know. Because I collect them. That is why. I am a doll collector, and that is perfectly okay. It's okay for a man to collect dolls. But yeah. Yeah, so I found 3 dolls. PJ Sparkles was in deplorable shape. Her hair wasn't cut or anything. However, she was extremely filthy. Like, she had so many layers of dirt all over her. You would have thought she was buried for 20 years and then dug back up. That's how dirty she was. The 9-volt battery that goes in her back to power her, she did have it, and it was completely exploded. And it was just a full-on mess. It was gross. It was also one of the connectors that goes on the 9-volt was completely corroded, and it chewed through one of the wires, so the wire broke off from the connector that sits on the battery. So, honestly, I wasn't sure that she was ever going to work again. So I took her apart, and I cleaned everything, and I just completely cut off that connector. And I made a TikTok video, so if you are on my TikTok or you know my TikTok, feel free to go on there and do a little scrolling and check her out. But I did get her to work, and I was very, 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 very excited when I got her to work because I didn't think she was ever going to work again. It is very spotty when she wants to work. But yeah, I don't know if it's because of the corrosion or maybe she was taken in the bath. I don't know. But she does work, and she is very bright. But she only stays on for, I think, probably 2 or so seconds. I don't know. But yeah, so I got PJ Sparkles, Baby Sparkles, and then this Sparkles, which I can't remember the name of. If you like dolls, that's okay. I think we have a troll alert. Yes. Yes, we do. I removed him. Thank you, Jack. It seems lately, the last couple times I've gone live, there has been quite a few trolls in the chats. More than usual, which is very strange. I don't know if YouTube changed something or I don't know, maybe I gotta go through my settings, but there does seem to have been a lot more trolls in the last few videos than lately. Or than I should say than there has been in the past. But yeah, thank you. Alright, so yeah, that's those 2. Well, her, and then the other 2. I can't find it, the other 2. Story of my life. But yeah, so down the line we go, on to the next. And the next 2 are, I am very excited about because I found these 2 at the same thrift store, and I'm surprised they weren't put together. So I'm going to start with the one that was in the worst shape, which would be this girl, who I have already somewhat sort of cleaned up. She still needs a little more work. And she did have an outfit, but it was like a scarf that someone just wrapped around her. So I took an outfit off a motionette that I put a different outfit on. But yeah, little Miss Saucy Walker. Oh, I'm sorry. I have never seen a Saucy Walker in person, so I was very ecstatic to see her sitting on the shelf with a bunch of other porcelain dolls. Her braids were taken out and removed. Her part line is still very iffy. Um, yeah, her hair on this side is very, 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 very thin, as you can see up in here. This side is a lot thicker. You can see how thick this braid is compared to this one. But yeah, her eyes work side to side, and they do open and close. And if you notice, compared to other Saucy Walkers that you've probably seen in the past, she has really good, very centered eyes. And you can see the little, her eyelid, I don't know if it's her eye socket, lid, I don't know. But you can see it down there on the bottom, along with this side. But it's not like halfway up her eye, like up here. So this doll is in very good condition, and she does, in fact, she does walk, and her head turns. And like I said, she was completely naked. Well, not naked, she had that scarf, but that was, no. So I gave her this outfit, and then I found some shoes. So I put these shoes on her. They're not exact, they're kind of loose, but, you know, she's cute. I like the way she looks in this outfit. I think it's super cute. Probably just spam, probably. I got a lot of dolls on Christmas. Yes, you should send me pictures on Messenger. I want to see. But yeah, this is Saucy Knocker. Saucy Walker #1. And her arms are very, very loose and need to be restrung. She does have her little mama squeaker in there, but it is obviously deteriorated, so it doesn't work anymore. But yeah, her bangs still need a little bit of work, but you know, for now, she's good. I'm happy with her, and that's all I care about. So, yeah, she even has her little teeth and her little tongue in there. And her eyes are nice and pretty and clear. And I just, I love the eyes on these dolls. Like, they're so pretty. And look at that facial coloring. Like, she still has good blush. She has good lip color. Good lower lash paint. Good eyebrows. Like, she is just... With the condition I found her in and the condition she's in now, I'm so glad that I saved her. But yeah, at that thrift store I found her. I wasn't finding anything else, so I was about to go check out. And then I look over behind the counter at the collectibles area where they keep like the dishes and the jewelry and all that. I looked over there and I saw a doll, and I was already in line. So I'm like, you know what? There's no one behind me. I'm going to go check out and see like who that doll is. And then I get over there, and lo and behold, to my surprise, I damn near dropped, was, ta-da, another Saucy freaking Walker. And I was so surprised. I like couldn't breathe. I'm like, this one was behind the counter in basically mint condition with her underwear. And then that one was on the shelf with the other porcelain dolls in trash condition. I'm like, whoever does the sorting for the items in this store is obviously not very good. I think I paid, I want to say 12 for the first one. And then this girl was like, I think 30 behind the counter. But you can see she also works and she moves. And like, look at her. Oh, that's a piece of fuzz. She is in just, ugh. From what I understand, this is her original outfit, original braids. Look at that part line. Original hair bows, I think. Like I said, from what I understand, I still gotta do my research. But yeah, look how shiny her hair is. Like, these braids have never been taken out, which is very, very, very nice. But yeah, and again, her eyes are super duper pretty. And again, with that lower, like, eye socket or lid, it is barely visible. Oh, by the way, these dolls both have all of their eyelashes, and their eyes do open and close. Do, 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 do. More Blythes. Yes, we love some Blythe. The hair bows seem a bit too new to be original. That's what I was thinking as well, but then again, I wasn't exactly sure. They are very soft, and it seems like underneath, I haven't looked to check, but I do see like a few remnants of some deteriorated, those little brown rubber bands underneath her bows. So I thought they may be original, but I wasn't exactly sure. But I believe from what I was told, this may be her original outfit. But then again, like I said, I'm not entirely sure. Because I don't know, like, I know a little bit about Saucy Walkers, but I don't know a whole ton. I surely didn't think that they were this big, first of all. These dolls are, they're good size. That's amazing to find 2 Saucies for such a good price and in amazing condition, right? This girl is definitely in a lot better condition than the first girl, but I was, the way my heart dropped when I got up to that counter and I saw another Saucy Walker, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. It's an original outfit. My Saucy has a similar dress in a different color. Yes, awesome. But yeah, this outfit is in very, very good shape. So whoever had her took very, very good care of her. I'm not sure if these shoes are original, but they do say Ideal Toy Corp on the bottom, and then it says 22 under that. So I want to say they're original, but I'm not sure. I don't know if she had socks when she was new, but it seems like she would have. But yeah, I'm still waiting for my Madame Alexander Lissy's and Elise to arrive in the post. Ooh, that's fun. But yeah, again with the facial coloring, look at that blush, that lip color. She still has her little teeth. Her lower lashes are fantastic, and her eyebrows. And another thing that I noticed is, if I can grab her carefully, they have 2 different hair colors. It shows up weird on the camera, but this girl has like a golden blonde color, and then this girl's hair is like a reddish brown. So I thought that was pretty cool that they have 2 different eye colors. But yeah, I love them. They're so cute. But yeah, so those there are my 2 Saucies. Put them back down here carefully. Put her eyes back over there. But yeah, and she does work. And she also has the little squeaker in there, but she doesn't squeak anymore. So, I guess you can consider that a squeak. But yeah, I love these dolls. All Saucies came with socks. Well, that's good to know. I'll have to find her some then. I think most dolls from that era came with socks. The only doll I know of from that era that didn't come with socks was Kissy. Oh, I love me some Kissy. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw those. That's another thrift store find, was 2 kissies. But yeah. So there is little Miss Saucy number 2 with her pretty, super shiny hair. Her bangs over here need some work, but not terrible. She's in fantastic shape. Her face isn't cracked or anything. But yeah. So those are the 2, I almost said kissies, Saucies. Stay. All right. I want to get a tiny kissy someday, the one in the baby blue dress with red rickrack. My grandma had a tiny kissy, but I have no idea where she went. All right. Moving down the line. Now is some dolls that I got recently from one of my good friends that I like to buy dolls from. And there's a few dolls in here, and a lot of them were in, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but a few of them were in non-working condition, along with this one here. And she is not a small talk doll or a small walk doll. She is Tiny Swingy. And I did already wash and condition her hair, so it is nice and super duper shiny again. And her face was pretty dirty, along with the rest of her. But I gave her arms and legs and body a wipe down along with her face. And her hair is nice and shiny now, after it was kind of like a greenish color from all the dirt. But yeah. Have you seen the new Odile face for Barbie? It's meh. Like, it's definitely better than Millie, but it's not better than Mackie. Like, I'll say that right now. The Mackie face molds and the Superstar face mold and like the Generation Girl face mold, those will always be top tier compared to anything after that. But yeah, I'm not much a fan of Barbie these days. I like the older stuff. But yeah, so this is Tiny Swingy. And if you haven't already guessed by her name, her arms, head, and her legs all move. And yes, she does have the face mold and the body mold as the small walk and small talk dolls. The only difference is her arms and her head move. Now this girl, you can see she has a rubber band around her. It's because I had to very not gracefully crack her open, and because her battery terminal, the lower half of the terminal was completely corroded, rusted off. So there was no way that she was gonna work. So I had to crack her open and do a little ghetto rigging. So I put a battery in here and I cleaned her top terminal, and then I took out the wire, well, the one wire that goes to the negative side of the terminal, and I stuck that through the little hole in the back, and then it was too short, so I had to attach another wire. And then I had to put a piece of tin foil underneath the negative side of the battery on the bottom so that it would push it up enough so that it would touch the connector, the terminal on the top. And then, yeah, this doll is very complicated compared to a small walk doll, because she also has the parts in there to make her arms and head move, which granted is one plastic piece, but her arms and her head all have to be lined up perfectly when you put that piece in place, or else nothing is going to work right. But yeah, so here's the back of her. She does have a battery in, but you can see where the tin foil is, pressing against the negative side and then pushing up the battery towards the connector up there. And then the wire sticking out here, which is connected to the motor. So when I touch that to the tin foil, she starts working. And I didn't think that I was going to be able to get her to work again. But yet, away she goes. And you can see her legs are moving, her arms and her head are all moving. But yeah, you can hear that loud clicking noise. My first tiny Swingy, the gear that is attached to the motor shaft was like a metal gear. The gear on this one was a red plastic, and that red plastic, I'm assuming, has cracked somewhere along that gear. So that is where the loud clicking is coming from, because the main gear is broken and needs to be replaced. But I have no idea how to do that, because the distance, the space between the end of the motor shaft and the housing is like not even that much. So I would have to take the entire metal housing apart for me to replace that gear, and I've never done that, and I don't want to do that. So, dealing with the clicking noise, so be it. Honestly, I'm just glad that she works at all. Do I collect brats? I used to. I got rid of a lot of my brats at a estate sale. And I know I kept a few, but I definitely didn't keep them all, unfortunately. But yeah, that is Little Miss Tiny Swingy with a lot of ghetto rigging. But yeah, like I said, I'm just happy that she works at all. So I just gotta find her an outfit and put her up on the shelf with my other small talk face mold dolls. Who's the question you're asking? I'm so confused. What? Oh, about the Barbies? Yeah. I've been thinking of selling my Danbury Mint Chatty since I already have the originals. I have two of them. I have the Playtime Chatty and then the normal Chatty with the pink stripe and the pigtails. I still need the Singin' Chatty and then the Sunday Best Chatty to complete that collection. But yeah, anyway, that is Little Miss Tiny Swingy and her super shiny hair. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful face. Her facial coloring has gone a bit pale, but not terrible. But yeah, so that is Tiny Swingy. And then next, moving down the line, we have this girl here. Who is named Lil Miss Fussy. And this is a doll that I was always curious about getting, because I never knew how she worked, or, you know, like what she did or whatever. And now I have her, and I got her to work even though she's missing her battery cover. And she's a little strange, but she is in fantastic condition. I've been curious as to what the Danbury Mint singing Chatty sounds like. I've never heard her. She actually sounds like the original singing Chatty from the 60s, which is surprising. Just like the Chatty Cathy. I saw a video of her on an eBay listing, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, she sounds just like the original. It's crazy. Do I own any sissies? I do not. Or Elises? I don't think so. Unless the Elises are the big, like, 20-inch portrait dolls. I don't think I own any of those. I have a Binny Walker, which is the closest I'll ever have to a sissy. Yeah, no, I wouldn't pay $500 for a doll either. I wouldn't, no. But yeah, Little Miss Fussy here, who you can see is in fantastic shape. I mean, look at that facial coloring. And Little Miss Fussy was a doll who would act like a real baby. And she was made by Deluxe Reading, I want to say. Deluxe Topper, which I'm assuming is along the same line. But anyway, yeah, this doll is in superb condition. You can see how nice and shiny her hair is. I need to fix this part a little bit, but she's supposed to have a little curl roll thing up there on the top of her head. And she does have her original outfit with her diaper and her little booties. And along with that, she also came with, which was folded up inside this box. But she has her original insert here that holds her in place inside her box. And then she also has her original box. And there she is. She acts like a real baby, as seen on TV. But yeah, as you can see, this box was broken down and folded up. Which, granted, I asked them to do, the person that I bought them from, I asked them to break the box down. But I wasn't aware that she was going to fold it, like so, and which caused a lot of rips and whatnot to this box. And a lot of creases. But honestly, that's fine because I still have her original box. But yeah, it says, feed her, then walk away. She wets, then cries and kicks, all by herself. Change her diaper, and she stops crying and kicking. And what I find interesting is that the doll in this picture is not this doll. That is not Little Miss Fussy. But yeah. You can see the doll in this picture, the way her hands are shaped are like she's like holding a bottle. And then Little Miss Fussy's hands are not shaped like that. So they probably did that for like promotion. But anyway, yeah. She does have her original box. And with that original box also came, like I said, her insert. And also, see if I can find it. This little baggie full of goodies, which has her original instructions. Here are her little instructions. Pause to read that if you wish. And then little diagrams of her. And then she also comes with an extra diaper. Little extra diaper and her bottle. These diapers, there is one that she wears like when you get her out of the box, and then it comes with this extra one. And they have these little pins on there. And Little Miss Fussy here on the side, she has two little slots. You can see one is a triangle and then one is a rectangle. And obviously I just showed you the one with the rectangle pin. So this one here has the triangle pin. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze. I don't wanna. But yeah, so this one has the triangle pin. And depending on which one she is wearing, when she starts crying, so say she starts crying and kicking when she has the triangle pin, I think you would feed her first, and then if she doesn't stop crying, you would change her diaper, or maybe you would feed her first, and then she would start crying, and then you would change her diaper because she's wet. Yeah, somehow, I don't understand how. I have not taken her apart to look at her insides yet. But somehow this doll, as well as being mechanical, also drinks and wets. I don't understand. But there is a little opening in this bottle, and it does push out air. So she does drink and wet. I haven't tested that function yet, and I don't know if I want to. But yeah, you can see her legs move. So when she's on her back, her legs would go up and down, and she would kick. And then she has a little squeaker inside. It's on a little like plunger type device, but it goes up and down, and when it does, she squeaks, and it sounds like she's supposed to be crying, which is really cute, actually. But yeah, so you would feed her, and then I'm assuming she would wet herself, and then she would start crying and kicking. You would change the diaper, and then as soon as you put that pin in from the second diaper from her change, she would stop crying and kicking, and then she would be good to go. And then you set her, change her, whatever, and walk away. And then at some point, I don't know how or when, I don't know if she's got a timer in her, but at some point she would start crying and kicking again. I'm assuming after you feed her again, the liquid would go down and trigger something, some kind of something in her, and then she would start crying and kicking again, and then you'd have to change her again. But yeah, every time you change her diaper from the 2 pins, she would stop crying. But yeah, and she does work. She is missing her battery compartment door. But my little hack that I use, I put 2 batteries in and then take a piece of tin foil and touch them to those sides of the batteries, and then whatever it is that I'm doing it with, they will start working, which is exactly what she did. I touched the tin foil to the 2 sides of the batteries, and she started going crazy. And you can hear the gears in there. Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that is Little Miss Fussy. And her eyes are just gorgeous, and her lip color and her blush are gorgeous. But yeah, she's got her little bottle, which I have not yet been able to get to go into her mouth. So, but yeah. So that is Lil Miss Fussy. And when I did get her to work, she surprisingly moves very fast. Like, she is not a slow-moving doll. Like, her legs they're going. And that's not what I would expect from a doll of this age, but I guess it's a good thing. Companies back then thought about their dolls and actually put in the effort behind their dolls. But yeah, so, Little Miss Fussy. And moving on next down the line, gave my niece a Raggedy Ann, and she's been using her as a pillow. I did that. Well, I mean, I didn't use her as a pillow, but she was my cuddle buddy for a very long time, and I'm not sure whatever happened to her. More than 200? No, I couldn't either. Anyway, next down the line is a very project-worthy doll. I wasn't sure that I was even going to be able to save her, but here we go. This, I know I mentioned her last night, and you can kind of see her. Oh no, that's a different doll, just kidding. Is this AA Chatty Baby doll. Oh, hang on, I gotta... Her hair is all kinds of out of sorts here. Yes, but AA Chatty Baby. My first AA Chatty doll. And I was so excited to get her until I saw her insides. And it was... I wasn't sad, but I was definitely irritated. Not at the person who sold her to me, but whoever it was that attempted to repair her in the past. But yeah, so I know I showed off her head on my Christmas video, but I'm going to show it off again. This is her head, and she has good lip color, a little teeny tiny bit of blush, and her eyes have gone just a tad green, but they do open and close, and this one is rather crooked, as you can tell, compared to this one. But like I said, I did wash and condition her hair, so it is nice and soft and super duper shiny. Like, look at all that shine. Super nice, super nice. But yeah, that is her head. It's not her head that I'm mad about. It's her body and her inner mechanism. So there's her head. And then here is her something known as a body. Yeah, so here's her body. And I'm just... First of all, that. Second of all, these arms were dyed. So I'm assuming that she lost her original arms at some point, and then someone replaced them with these pale white, regular Chatty Baby arms, and then just decided to dye them. So the arms are most definitely dyed, as you can tell. Not very good either, as you can also tell. And this arm does not like to stay on at all. Falls off all the time. I want to throw this whole doll across the house. This arm is very loose, and you can see is also very badly dyed. But I mean, at least for the most part, it does kind of sort of match. Not really, it's a little too dark, but close enough. At least she has arms. Her legs were also dyed. But these, from what I see on the insides, like you can see on the insides and like on the flange, this came from a white doll. The legs, I think to be her original legs, were AA legs, because the insides, if anyone knows Chatty dolls, knows that an AA doll, when they start to fade or go pale, the vinyl turns like a greenish color, like a grayish green color. And that is what the color is on the insides of these legs, is like a grayish green. It doesn't look anything like that. So, these legs as well were dyed, but at least they were, I think, her original legs. So it doesn't look too incredibly terrible. It matches, it's definitely not as blotchy. But yeah, and then you can kind of see right here, it looks a lot lighter on camera, but you can see kind of sort of some of her original leg color under there from where the paint was scuffed and whatnot. But yeah, so let me take this ponytail off here and I will show you the deplorable insides. Yes, I am live. Hello, Sky. Have you ever fixed your Tandy Talks? I just replaced my Tandy Talks voice box with a Sister Bell with a plastic speaker and put it back in her body. Now she works. I still have yet to find a Sister Bell with a plastic speaker. Like, the only ones I find are the paper speaker, and it's really annoying because I hate those ones. All right. So I've done a lot of work to this body to get it even remotely manageable. There you can see the inside of this leg. You can see how it's it definitely looks more like an AA leg, and it's not just pale white. Same with this leg. You can see how it looks like a grayish green down in there. So I think those to be her original legs, but like I said, I'm not sure. Watching from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Ooh, hello, hello. Elizabeth. Hello, hello. The ones with plastic speaker have white pull rings, and the paper speaker ones have the flesh tone rings. It's something I've noticed. Yeah, that's what I've looked out for, but I can't find any with the white pull ring. And I've looked endlessly. All the ones I see on eBay have the flesh colored rings. So I don't know if maybe they only did those style voice boxes for a short period of time and they're harder to find than the other ones. I'm not sure, but I have trouble finding them. Yes, kitty. Hello. What are you doing? Anyway, so this is her speaker. And you can see the marks all the way around of where it was, like her speaker looks like it was like shoved in and crushed. There's a lot of breaks and cracks in this speaker, as you can tell, all the way up there along her plunger, and then all up here along the sides. And then you can see that little bit of stuffing there. So the speaker, like I said, was pushed in. And then this plunger here there was hot glue all the way around it. So I don't know if they put the hot glue on before the speaker was crushed and that's why it got crushed. But it looks like they also put stuffing on here to kind of cover up these cracks. And I took one bit of stuffing off and it created this long crack right here, all along here, all the way down to her plunger up here. And then I took that piece of hot glue off that was around her plunger and it completely separated this top of the speaker plunger right here. That's why this crack is all the way around here. It goes all the way around. So I didn't think I was going to be able to save this speaker. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to upgrade from hot glue to super glue and see how that works. So I just put super glue around this entire plastic piece here that the plunger sits in. So all that is super glued in place. And then I also put super glue, where was it? There was another spot. Oh, it was right here. You can see that spot right there. There was a spot that there was a big crack right there. So I put super glue on there and it seems to be holding very nicely. So then there's this crack right here. You can see right there. There's a big crack that goes all the way down to the edge. I need to put some super glue on there and then try to super glue all of this up here that's broken and cracked. So you can see her speaker is it's something. Her speaker alone is in terrible shape. So yeah, that is her speaker. And then we get into her voice box, which is even worse. Because again, hot glue on every single post holding this housing in place. Hot glue. And you know when you hot glue something and then you take the glue gun away, there is that like hairline string of hot glue. That was all over this this. Ooh, like that's how mad it makes me. I can't talk. Hairline pieces of hot glue all over this voice box, all over the top of this record clutch. I don't know what the top of this is called. See, there's even, I just had a piece on my hand. But yeah, it was all over the record. You can see right there a little tiny piece of where I'm assuming either the glue gun or hot glue touched the record and just completely just fried it, melted it. Now, it's not bad enough to where she skips over phrases, but it is bad enough to where you can hear it when she talks, and you can hear where the needle goes over it. And then this piece down there, I don't even need to explain that, because look at it. That entire post down there, the whole side, this whole side right here, is just cracked off and just being held in place with hot glue. Surprisingly, she had an O-ring. But yeah, this housing is... Oh, that's another thing. There's a piece of the needle. You can see how it kind of sticks out on the edge over there. Yeah, it's broken on this side. So see how long it is going up. That's how it's supposed to be on this side too, but it's broke. So, I honestly was not sure that I was going to be able to save this voice box. Oh, there's a good angle of that post down in there. You can see how far, like, back it's sitting compared to where it's supposed to be. And it's just... I was going to take off this housing to put all new grease, like, on the top of the governor, on top of the record, underneath. And I'm just like, you know what? If I remove this housing, that piece is coming with it, and it's never going to work right again. Aw, Jack, you're leaving? All right, well, I'm glad you were able to join. I see a cat. Yes, you do see a cat. That is my kitten Witten. Do you also fix vintage mechanical dolls like Automaton? I've never had one, so I can't say yes. If I did ever fix one, it would have to be one that I bought with my money, so I'm not, like, destroying someone else's doll. It would be a very trial and error based type thing. It was fun to stop by, but I gotta go to bed. All right. Well, thanks for joining, Megan. Oh, Jack, you're not leaving. Okay. Oh, you were telling Megan goodnight. Okay, I see. I thought you were saying goodnight to me. Okay. Well, thank you for joining, Megan. I'm glad you got to stop by and join. But yeah, so this voice box is... but yeah, like I was saying, if I tried to take this housing off, that piece was coming with it. So I just said, you know what? She has an O-ring. She works. She talks. If she talks fast, then she talks fast. So be it. At least she works at all. So I did clean her record. And this is one of those really... I hate these records, because these are like the records that came in the number 3 dolls with the paper speakers, not the white plastic speakers like she has. Oh, like this. They don't have the white plastic speakers like this. They call them open speakers. So it's just a paper speaker that's connected to the needle. But she has one of those records, and you can see they're very foggy looking, and when it's in a doll and they talk, it's like TV static in the background, kind of or underneath the voice. So it's very annoying because they always have that. But I did clean her record, so it is about as shiny as I could possibly get it. And she does work, surprisingly. I don't suspect it's going to be for very long with how much damage she has. But again, with as much damage as she has, she is loud. Like, she's still pushing that voice. And I am so surprised that she is even able to, with how many cracks are in that speaker. So, we're going to listen to her. I pull this string very gently because I don't know if the housing, the hot glue on the housing is strong enough to hold it for one of my normal pulls. So I pull it very lightly. But she does talk, surprisingly. All right. So, let's see. So you can hear how it sounds very fuzzy underneath her voice. Yeah, that's because of the kind of record or whatever they use to make that record. It's very annoying. Hi, Mama. But she does talk. Hi, Mama. But yeah. So I'm not going to keep pulling it because I don't want that housing to come loose. And yeah, everything to go to poop. So yeah, she's going to go back together. Her head is going to get put back on. And I'll probably give her a couple water bottle treatments to smooth out that very slight bit of frizz in the front of her hair. You can see how nice and shiny it is up here, and then towards the front, the frizz or the shine just kind of dies off and goes dull, especially right there. But yeah, over on the sides, the shine is very, very good. Also in the back, you can see how the shine just kind of dies down towards the bottom. But yeah, so she'll probably get a few water bottle treatments to smooth out that frizz. But after that, she is getting put back. Oh my God, what in the hell? How did I not notice that? Oh Lord. So I just noticed all of that. And what that looks like to me is that someone tried to take a screwdriver or something and like pry her head off. Is there... Oh, there is some marks. Oh my God, her entire neck is... They literally tried to pry her head off. Maybe that's why her hair is so screwed over here, because they used a hairdryer to heat up her head and then tried to stick the screwdriver up there and pry it off. So I just noticed that, how it's kind of bent right here. And you can also kind of see the marks inside of there, like right there. So whoever it was literally tried to pry her head off. Wow, I'm learning more stuff about this doll every day, and it's not good. Oh man, oh God, I feel so bad for this doll. My first AA Chatty, and she is the hottest mess. Oh, but yeah, that is Little Miss AA Pitiful Chatty Baby. I can't believe someone would do this. Yeah, I know. Same, girl. I don't know if you were here back when I was explaining what the inside of her looked like, but everything is held together with hot glue. And her speaker was held together with hot glue. Hot glue everywhere. Terrible. I didn't think I was going to be able to get her to work again. But she works. And yeah, with that, she sounds a little bit fast. But yeah, so she works. So I've oh my God. People should research before trying to restore any doll. Yes, thank you. That's the other thing I was gonna say is to anyone watching this video, so help me God. If you want to repair one of these dolls and you do not do your research and read some articles, God forbid I receive one of the dolls that you tried to repair, because it's going to be the same as this, and I'm going to do a lot of trash talking because you tried to do a repair and you had no idea what you were doing. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised this record isn't scratched to dog do. Quit chewing on that tape. Oh my gosh, people shouldn't take these dolls apart unless they know what they're doing. I know. This poor little baby. I am so glad she found me and she is with me now, because she's never leaving. Because I'm pretty sure the next person to own her is probably going to throw her in the trash. And I'm not letting that happen. So she's going to be nice and safe with me. But yeah, I'm going to clean her record a couple more times, get off as much dirt as I can. Somehow find a way to... Somehow find a way to secure this arm on there, because it's just the back half of the flange. So, like, it literally, I can't even get it to stay on right now. It's so... I could set it on there, and the first movement... Oh, nope, there it goes. So, someone also decided to stick rubber bands on each of her limbs, which I agree it does help a little bit, but like with this arm, it doesn't do anything, because it just, like, it's not, no. And her legs are, yeah. Also, if you can see that, the massive difference in length between her feet, which I know is normal for these bigger Chatty Baby dolls, but like not that much. That is a very significant length difference. That's like a Chatty Baby leg with a tiny Chatty Baby leg. That's crazy. But yeah, I can't do anything about those marks, unfortunately. So she will forever have her battle scars. I can't even get this arm to stay on. She will forever have her battle scars, but at least she will be super pretty with them. Because, like I said, this head is in great condition. Her hair is completely uncut, surprisingly. Her eyes and eyelids are not broken. She has her teeth. She has good facial coloring. And that's probably the only positive thing I can say about this doll is her head. But yeah. So... did I get scammed? No. The person who I got it from sent me a picture of her and then Tiny Swingy. And it's really my fault, because I should have asked more questions. but she was in pieces. Her arms and legs were not attached. Her head was not attached. I didn't notice the coloring on her arms that they have been dyed. So I didn't notice any of that in the pictures. So I should have asked for better pictures, close-ups. I should have asked her to take a picture through one of the holes and see what her voice box looked like. So that is on my part. But honestly, I don't blame her because me and the lady I bought these from are actually very close friends. And I have bought quite a few dolls from her. So I'm not mad at her whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. But I definitely am mad at myself. I should have asked more questions. But either way, she's here, she's safe, and I love her. She is my first AA Chatty doll. She is a poor, pitiful little thing, but she is still my first, and I'm glad she's in the condition she's in, and she talks it all. I'm glad to have I'm glad to have her at all, you know, instead of having one that doesn't talk and doesn't have any limbs and broken eyes or no teeth or cut hair. I got what I got, you know. You deal, or what's that phrase? You deal with the hand you were given or you were drawn or something like that. It's like one of those machines in the store where you can get like a sticker or a tiny little figure. You put your quarters in and you turn the knob. Yeah, that's kind of like what she is. She is my get what you get doll. And I'm not disappointed. I mean, I'm a little disappointed. I'm disappointed with the person who tried to repair her. Poor, pitiful little girl. But I'm glad she's here. And I'm glad she's with me because she will get loved. And she's going to look like a pretty little baby when I'm done with her. But, yeah. Someone tore this poor baby apart. Yes, they did. Oh, Michael, are you leaving? I'm glad you were here. Your dolls are far prettier than what we have in the UK. Aw, thanks. Speaking of UK, I don't know if this doll is familiar, but I think she's a UK doll. I'm not entirely sure. There's no markings on her, but we will get to her in a little bit. She is very pretty, though. All right, but anyway, that is the poor, pitiful, tiny Chatty Baby. One more time, hearing her. Yes, I am your new daddy, and I will love you unconditionally. But yeah, poor, pitiful, little Chatty Baby. Okay, now, oh, see, there goes her arm. It didn't even stay on. Would you ever get an AA Kathy? I want an AA Chatty Kathy so bad. Ugh. The only thing is, people sell them for like $800, and I'm like, I understand it's an AA Chatty Kathy. It ain't worth $800. 200 maybe. Anything above 3 or 4, well, anything above 3 is just asinine, and you're smoking crack. Sorry, I said what I said. But yes, I do definitely 100% want an AA Chatty Cathy. I just wish people weren't smoking crack when they sell her. Here's some wish list items. 1 raven hair Chatty Cathy, the holiday one. I have her and I love her. An AA Chatty, Tess and Nona from Bratz. Yes. I've seen some of your dolls. They're gorgeous. Thank you. I do put a lot of time, effort, and love into my dolls, or as a lot of people use the phrase blood, sweat, and tears. I put a lot of work into my dolls. Like, my dolls have to be straight off the factory line perfect when I get done with them. If I am correct in thinking, we had a Chatty Cathy here in the UK. She could be her, the blonde doll you showed. If we're thinking of the same doll, I think you might be thinking of Rosebud. I think that was the UK's version of Chatty Cathy. This is not a Rosebud. Because I think Rosebud had like the actual speaker on her chest. This doll came with like an Ozen type talk box. I have it sitting out because I was working on it. But yeah, I don't know if she was like the dollar store version of a UK doll. But she had the Ozen talk box. And it was pretty apparent with her as well that someone took her apart and worked on her. Well, I guess she'll just be next. Anyway, so get back to that. This is the next doll. And I bought these dolls because of this doll, because she was so different looking. However, in the picture I saw of all of these dolls, she was sitting and she looked a lot smaller. Like, I thought she was gonna be like maybe a little bit bigger than her. And this doll is like tiny. I thought she was gonna be like this size, or maybe tiny Chatty size. But this girl, I think, is taller than Chatty Cathy. I wanna say she's like 22, 23 inches. But yeah, her eyes are what caught me, because her lashes are very strange. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see those, but her lashes are like, they're like bumpy and like textured. I don't know if that's the word for it, but they're not smooth like normal lashes are. Um, but yeah, so she was one of the dolls that definitely caught my eye. And there is no markings on her besides 354-50. And that is the only markings I see. There's no like turtle marks or, you know, rosebud, nothing like that. The inside of her body is extremely smooth and shiny. But yeah, she had, I'm assuming, what would be a button that you would push here to get her to talk. But whoever worked on her attached this metal, I want to say it's a nail, to that part that pushes down on the button to make her talk. Because it sticks out like all the way out here. And yeah, that's not, I don't know how you would put an outfit on with something that sticks out that far. So that is definitely not right. But yeah, someone definitely stuck that in there. And again, with the hot glue on there. But yeah, so this doll, her hair is, again, I don't know if you can see, but it's got like that kind of bumpy, like textured look to it. But it's not super frizzy. It is very soft, very thick, moves very, very well. I just have it up in this because I put her hair up in a ponytail because I couldn't find a part line. She doesn't have a part line. So I figured her hair was like up in a high pony. So I put it up in a pony, and then it like kind of did this whole thing where it curled underneath itself and created this really pretty look. So I kind of just left it like that. And I haven't washed it or conditioned it, but yet you can see how beautiful and shiny it is. And she has these bangs. But yeah, her hair is very soft, very shiny, very flowy, very thick. But yeah, I don't know who she is. And her arms and legs are very, very stiff and very posable. And she is a very large doll. Definitely a lot bigger than what I had ever thought. Ooh. Tawny for 700. Good lord. That's way too much. Do you ever want a German Chatty? Yes. Yes, I do. I want all the Chatties. Her hair is very pretty and thick. Yes. Yes. I don't want to take it out of this ponytail until I wash it. But I don't know if you can see kind of down in there how that's not really a good view on it. But her hair is incredibly thick. Like, probably like that big around, I want to say. Yeah. She has very thick hair. And it is very soft and shiny. And like I said, it's not even washed or conditioned yet. I just brushed it and stuck it up in this ponytail. But yeah. So that is her. And like I said, I do have her voice box sitting over here. She did not have a record inside of her. And like I said, I did have to do some finicking to her voice box to actually get it to work. Because when I first got her, I put a battery in her and nothing happened. And I couldn't figure out why. So I was about ready to take some wires and some tinfoil and just connect it right to the motor to get her to work. And then somehow I got it. But yeah, so this is the cut. Well, obviously this would go over top, but this is her voice box with her little speaker there. And there is some dents in her voice box that you can see over there. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure because of this, she was opened up and worked on because there was a lot of these metal pieces in here that were just bent and crooked and just way out of shape. But yeah, a lot of the times, this record that I have in her is not her record. This is a random colored doll record. I think it might be for Mimi. I'm not entirely sure, but one side is English and the other side I think is Spanish, and she sings Oh Susanna. But I've been finicking with this voice box for probably about 2 weeks now. Well, since I got her, I've been finicking with it, and it's not like she works. Don't get me wrong, she works. But I have to, like, the record is too small, and from the edge of the platform that the record sits on and the record that I put in her is probably about that much of a gap. So when the needle goes back to the beginning, it goes off the record completely because this record is too small. So I had to kind of ghetto rig away. You can see the metal up in there that I wrapped around a post so that when the needle goes back, it doesn't go all the way off the record. But yeah, so we'll see if I can get her to work here. I do have to, I noticed with these Ozen voice boxes, you can kind of hear it. The motor, I've noticed, has to, well, for me anyway, I let it run for a minute and warm up so it can fully, like, get up to speed. Let's see if I can, yeah, see, it just goes right off the record. There we go.
I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. It rained all night the day I left the weather, it was dry. The sun's so hot I burned to death, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama.
and then it stops. And then every time you push that button, it resets the needle. But you can kind of see how it started off slow and then it sped up with the motor warming up. So
I come from Alabama with financial on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. It rained all night today, I let the weather in the sky. The sun's so hot, I first to get Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I come from Alabama with financial on my knee.
yeah. And then the opposite side of this record is, I believe, Spanish. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe a polytoy? Maybe, but usually... Ow! Okay, pause. Owie. My leg just spazzed. It's possible that it could be a polytoy, but usually polytoy dolls have markings somewhere on them. This voice box doesn't have any markings besides the plus and minus for the speed control and SP02 are the only markings on this voice box. There's no like Japan or made in China. It's just that. But yeah, this is the little speed control that's slower, and then this way is faster, which is very strange because usually going this way would be slower and then this way would be faster. But it's opposite on this doll, which is really strange. I'm not sure. I just noticed that. I'm not sure what is up top there, but it looks like MC or MI backwards 3? I'm not sure. But I just noticed that there. And I can't figure out what that says. But yeah, besides what I showed on the outside and now that, those are the only markings on this record player. SP02. But yeah, so I don't know who she is. I'm gonna have to do some research. But yeah, so that is her voice box, which was definitely worked on. But yeah. And then, oops, sorry, kitty. Oh, damn sag. Every time I get the front half put back on, she just, I don't know if it hits one of these, something in there, but she doesn't work at all. Like the motor doesn't turn, nothing. So I've kept the front half of her cover off, and I've just been working on her without the cover. So, yeah, I don't know anything about her. Her voice is creepy. Yes. That's because the motor that's in her is, it's not fully warmed up. I did oil it, both the top and bottom bearings, so it should be moving at full speed. But I've noticed with these Ozen style boxes, it takes a couple minutes of running continuously for the motor to get up to full speed. And that and this record that is in her is not her record. This record is for a different doll. I'm assuming to be Mimi. It does say Italy on the engravings on the inside of the record. But it's a double-sided record. One is obviously, which you just heard, was English, and then the other side I believe to be Spanish, but I could be wrong. I'm not very fluent with my languages. um, the Talkative Jane doll. I do want her. I don't remember exactly what she looks like, but that name rings a bell. And I know that I want her. Perhaps she's one of those dime store dolls where their name and manufacturer is only on the box. That could be very much true. She could be a dime store doll. I'm not sure. But she is very, very cute. And I will never know. Maybe she probably had interchangeable records because the way this record sits on there, there is two little metal prongs that sit on the side of where the record would sit. Actually, you know what? Let me just... Oh, that's going to reset the whole thing. Okay. So this is her turntable here. And you can see, kind of, let's do that on this side. You can see that little metal prong right there is kind of bent outwards. So when you take the record off and put it back, it kind of snaps into place. And then that kind of holds it into place. And then, so yeah, I'm assuming the records were interchangeable. This record that is on here, I know you probably can't see, but there was a part on the inside of the record that kind of stuck out, kind of like a little tab. And the only way I could get this to fit on this turntable was to shave that down. So essentially, I kind of ruined this record, so I'll probably never be able to play it in a Mimi doll. But it was worth it because I had to see... I've had this record since probably 2 years ago for Christmas. It came in a Cynthia doll. And if anyone knows Cynthia dolls, this is not the right record for her. So I had no idea who this record was for or what it said, if it was in English or if it was in a different language. So I'm glad I found out what was on it and that it is double-sided. So this is going to reset now. And I noticed if I hold her down like this, it's faster. Yeah. So that is her. Her and her pretty little unknown self. You can see her facial coloring is starting to yellow on the sides, but on this cheek it's still pretty good in the middle on that blush. And then her lips are pretty much faded. But yeah. Don't know who she is or who made her or anything like that. But she is oh so very, very pretty. I might have found her. I found her. Sabino, Italy, vintage 70s, 17-inch Michela or Michela talking baby doll vinyl head. All I searched up was Italy vintage talking doll. Send it to me in Messenger. I'm going to have to look her up later because I want to know like what her records look like or what she said or how she sounded. Oh, see if you can find a video of one of these like actually working. That would be interesting because I want to know how she sounded originally because I'm pretty sure this is a Mimi record and she is not a Mimi. Ugh, so many questions you just unlocked in my little ADHD brain. All right. That song's gonna be stuck in my head all night now. All right, but yeah, so that is her. I love her little eyes. They're so cute. And her little soft, thick hair. But yeah, so that is her. On to the next down the list. Next up, we have this pretty girl who I didn't know who she was for the longest. Well, I shouldn't say the longest time. I've only had her for a couple weeks. But this pretty girl is made by Deluxe Reading, and she does have the voice box. Oh, I forgot to grab a battery for her. She does have the voice box in the back with the on-off switch, and her compartment is very, very clean. And I did take her head off, and she was washed and conditioned. Her bangs, obviously, are still giving me hell. But her hair is nice and pretty and super shiny. And her eyes are super clear. I'm not sure what color they look like on here, but in person, they're kind of like a very light greenish color, like a lime green. But yeah, so she is a Deluxe Reading doll, and if anyone knows Deluxe, well, let me just start with her name. Her name is Nancy Nurse, and she was a doll, excuse me, who came with a canopy bed, and she came with a little side table and blankets and pillows. And she was a doll that would obviously talk, and you would push this button and she would like cough, or she would sneeze, or say ouch, that hurts, or different kind of stuff like that. And you would, well, I guess the little girl or the little whoever, boy, girl, would be the little nurse, and you would take care of her. And she came with little medicine bottles and thermometers and all that kind of stuff, so that you were able to take care of her and make her all better. And that is one of her phrases, is I feel better. And I did open her up and look, well, I wouldn't really say repair because I didn't really do anything. I did oil her motor, so it runs at full speed now. And there was a little, like, super teeny tiny rubber, um, the only word that's coming to mind is grommet, but I know that's not it. But it was something that sat on the motor shaft that the record would ride along so it doesn't damage the record. But that was all completely just deteriorated and falling apart. So when I first turned her on, the motor would run, but the record would not turn. And that is why. Because it was so deteriorated that the record put an indent into that rubber piece, and it just, yeah. So the record wasn't turning. So I had to take that off. I haven't found a replacement, so the only thing that's turning the record right now is the actual motor shaft. So I'm pretty sure that's probably doing damage to the edge of that record. But until I find something to put over it to help it run a little better, that's about all I got. But yeah, so Nancy Nurse, she has really, really, like, look at that lip color. So pretty. And those pretty, pretty eyes, and this golden blonde, pretty bob. It's just, she is just like the cutest little thing. And she is, again, a big doll. She's a big girl. Like, she's a lot bigger than I thought she would be. But to give you an idea, here is, for those who know how big Kirsten is, she is a few inches taller than Kirsten. So I'd say she's probably 22 to 24 inches, I want to say. But yeah, Nancy Nurse. And I tried looking her up on eBay, and I couldn't find a single one. So I'm assuming she's not super hard to find, but harder to find. Thank you, Jack, for sending those. She is so cute. I love her. Yes, just wait until you hear her talk. She's even cuter because she sneezes and she coughs. So cute. But yeah. So let me go grab a battery for her, and I will show you guys how she sounds. I don't have her original outfit, unfortunately, I don't think. I'm going to have to go through my massive bag of doll clothes and see if I can find anything. Pain. Okay, sitting too long. Okay. Let me go. Oh, shit. Okay. Whew. Oh, that hurt. That really hurt. All right. Uno momento. Look at my cute little kitty. Kitty, entertain the people. Oh. Okay. Whew. All right. Did you entertain the people, kitty? Oh, bejeebers. Oh, sorry for the language. That really hurt, getting up and standing and moving. All right. So, battery is in, and you just turn the switch. And then she stops. If you couldn't understand that, that was please hug me. I'm going to let her run for a minute to get her motor. Yeah, I can hear it slowly speeding up. All right, let's try that again.
I feel better.
Yep, there's that phrase, I feel better.
Kiss me goodnight.
Kiss me goodnight.
Kiss me goodnight. Kiss me good.
That was obviously the sneezing. See, her motor sounds so much faster now that I let it warm up for a minute.
My tummy hurts.
My tummy hurts. And that was obviously the coughing.
I feel better. Please hug me.
I also noticed when she kind of tilted backwards,
Kiss me goodnight.
sounds a little more up to speed.
My tummy hurts.
But yeah, so that is Little Miss Nancy Nurse, or some people call her Nurse Nancy. And she does have the backside of her battery cover. I just haven't put it back on yet. But yeah, so that is little Nancy Nurse in all her prettiness. I love her bright, vivid lip color. And she does still have a little bit of blush. and her lower lashes. And her eyes do open and close. Her face, I feel like, if you can see that, is a little squished in. Like it should be kind of like that. But I did, I poured some boiling water into her head, inside of her head. And it didn't really do much. So maybe it's supposed to look kind of squished in like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, so she sounds a lot slower than she should. Probably because I took that rubber piece off the motor shaft and now it's just the shaft's running along the record edge. So the motor is probably spinning faster than the record, if that makes sense. You know, like a fan blade on a motor shaft. You turn the motor on and the blade's not on there tight enough, so the motor shaft will spin and then the blade just kind of barely spins. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on with her. So I need to find a piece to replace that to put on the motor shaft. And then maybe she will probably talk at, normal speed. But yeah, that is little Nancy Nurse. And again, with the detail with different companies and their dolls back in the 60s, like I said, she came with a whole big canopy bed with the little fabric that goes over the top of the bed, and then the sheets, the blankets, the pillows, the little medicine bottles, and the little side table. And it's crazy how detailed companies were with their dolls back then, and how much thought and effort they actually put into their dolls. But yeah, that is Little Miss Nancy Nurse. And then next in the lineup, we have this girl, who again is another poor, pitiful case of it all. This, if you, okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I guess it's time to stand for a few. All right. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, apologies, y'all. All right. Sorry, warning, headphone users. We're just gonna... Oh. All right, we're gonna stand, because that's clearly what's gonna have to happen. Sitting is no longer a thing. All right, so anyway, little Miss Gabigail here. She actually has all her screws, but she is starting to come apart. All right, so for those who don't know, Gabigail was a talking doll, and obviously you can tell this right here. She has a pull string, and she required batteries. And if anyone knows who Little Miss Echo is, kind of the same concept, but with batteries. Well, Little Miss Echo had batteries too. I should say with a pull string. So the way Gabigail worked was you would lift up this arm like this, and then you would pull the string, and this string pulls out really, really long. And then you would release the string, and you would say something to her. But most of the time, the O-ring in these is so stretched and worn out, the string just zips right in. Kind of like how hers just did. Yeah. So, O-ring is worn out. But as the string slowly retracted, you would say something to her. And then you would lower her arm. kind of hear that slight click? Yeah. You would lower her arm and pull the string again, and she would, whatever you said to her, she recorded, and then pull the string and release it, she would say it back to you. So she was kind of like a little Miss Echo, but much, much smaller and with a pull string. This girl, I did not know that they made an AA version of her, but this is the AA version of Gabigail, and you can see this, the color of her face right here is the color of the inside of Chatty Baby's legs. So it's not fully like pale white like it came from a Caucasian doll. It's like this greenish tint. So I'm assuming they're her original legs. But anyway, this is Gabigail. And she had this, she's, I want to say 18 inches. I could be wrong. Is this the... If this is too much, you can get off. No, it's not. I just been sitting for too long. So when I sit for too long and I go to stand, it's all hell breaks loose in my body. And then if I get up, or if I sit for too long and then I stand and then I go back to sitting, my leg will start to spaz out, or not spasm. But yeah, it sends a really sharp shooting pain down my leg, which is what you guys saw. And so yeah, I just need to take a break from sitting. I do need to take a break from that, but I need to stand for a little bit. So I know this is like a weird kind of angle, but you know, play with the hand you're dealt. Again. But yeah, so that is Gabigail, and her, like I said, she can repeat what you say to her, but you don't see a speaker on her chest like a normal talking doll. This is the back of her, and you can see right there where it says Gabigail. Made by General Mills, 1972. Kenner Productions, Cincinnati, Ohio. Her speaker is actually up here in her head, specifically like right here. Like you can see where the hair is sewn all the way around. That's where her speaker sits. And then that's also where I believe, I want to say the pull string mech is up in her head. And then down here is like the motherboard, the microchip or something, and then the battery compartment. But yeah, the reason why I say this is another poor, pitiful little case is because, one, her face is completely green. And then you can see here where she might have been stored in an attic and her head softened up and it was kind of squished to the side like that. So it's kind of popping up and like bent. And then this arm, again, with the rubber bands, is completely just, the flanges broke on both sides. So this arm can just pop right out. I don't want to do that. Oh no. Oh, just kidding. I don't want to do that too much because I don't want to break whatever kind of plastic or whatever this arm is sitting on. But I'm assuming those rubber bands are there to kind of act like a flange and push against the outer plastic so that you can still, you know, hold her arm up or down. But yeah, and then the other reason she is a poor, pitiful little case is because of this, her battery compartment. And I was really, really, really sad to see this. I still have yet to get up the nerve to try and attempt to fix her. One, because I'll show you. So she does have her battery compartment door, obviously. But she is completely hollow. What is she missing? Her entire battery compartment. And also, she only has one wire. So there is an entire another wire, because this wire would go to one side of the battery compartment, and then there would be another wire that went to the other. So like one went to the positive batteries and then one went to the negatives. That whole second wire is also missing. So another reason why I'm terrified to open her up is I don't know if she was, like, again, attempted to be repaired in the past, and if she was, like, completely just gutted and her insides are shredded, kind of like how Chatty Baby's speaker was. So obviously she does not work. I don't know if she will ever work again. I do have two other Caucasian Gabigails, and I need to figure out which of those two is in the worst condition, and then whichever one is in the worst condition is going to be the one that I'm going to use to kind of guide me to try and figure out if I can even fix this poor little girl. And hopefully not ruin that one in the process. But yeah, so her battery compartment was completely gutted. And I looked her up on eBay, and I am so very sad to say that this is not a uncommon case. Out of the probably 60 Gabigail dolls I saw, probably about half of those, probably like 30 of those, had this same issue. Were completely missing the battery compartment. Some of them had both wires just sticking out. Some of them only had one. Some had none. So her case is not the only case, which is very, very sad. Which means that there is a lot of Gabigails out there who are probably eventually at some point, depending on who they get as an owner, are probably just going to go to the landfill because they don't ever talk again, which is sad. Okay. Something else I just noticed about her, she has all her screws, but she is coming apart at the sides. I noticed this earlier, but I didn't notice this. So, she has all of her screws. So, I don't know if the post in there that the screw is held to kind of clamp the two halves together that post is broken. But I know that should not happen. So, that is Miss Gabigail and her poor, poor, pitiful little self. Huh. I almost have a feeling she was restrung. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But this string has the little green spots on it, which is the same as what my string is that I bought from a like a sports store from the fishing department. And usually Chatty string has the the red spots and not the green spots like this. So I'm really hoping that's not the case. But it's a possibility. So she is another girl that I have to prepare myself for, depending on if she was opened and attempted to be repaired. What I'm going to find. It doesn't look like this part up top that is covering the speaker was, it doesn't look like it was taken off or, messed with. And it looks like she has all of her hair and she hasn't had a haircut, which is good. And you can see, obviously, her face is very green and very faded. But yeah, she also, it looks like someone, like, maybe took a marker or a pen and tried to give her some lower eyeliner. You can see in the corner of her eye there. But yeah, I can't wash and condition her hair because there is that speaker right up here in the crown of her head. So I think I'm going to wait until I can see if she's even going to work at all. I don't know if she will. I know she took 4 AA batteries. So how I'm going to manage that, that's going to be a challenge. But there's going to need to be some serious ghetto rigging that happens. But yeah, that is Little Miss Gabigail. And don't get me wrong, again, I am not trying to be ungrateful. I know I may sound ungrateful, but I am actually very, very happy that she is with me and I have her. Because like I said, I didn't know that the AA version of this doll existed. So I am over the moon to even have her in general. Like, she could not have a string and everything, her mechanism, battery compartment, speaker, everything, she could be completely gutted and everything could be gone. And I would still just, in general, be happy to have this doll at all. Because, yeah, I didn't know she existed, so, yeah. Anyway, that is Little Miss Gabigail. She's a really neat doll. Yes, she is. I agree. Do you have another one that works? Yes, the other 2 I have do work. One of them I did get from one of my doll friends that actually lives 2 seconds from me. And when I got her from her, she said that I made a comment about how, like, nice and super shiny her hair was. And she's like, yeah, well, when I got her, I washed and conditioned her hair. And my eyes went wide and my jaw dropped. And I'm like, for the love of God, please tell me you are kidding. And she's like, no, I used Dawn dish soap and conditioner and I ran her under the faucet and I washed and conditioned her hair. I'm like, girl, do you not? And then I explained to her, like, who Gabigail was and what she does. And then she had the same reaction as me. She was jaw dropped. She's like, oh my God, I had no idea. If I knew that, I wouldn't have done that. Friends, please, for the love of God and all talking or mechanical dolls, do your research. So that doesn't happen. But yeah, so I do have 2 others that do work. The one that had the hair washed and conditioned, obviously, she does work, surprisingly, but she is not very loud. She is actually rather quiet. And then the second one I got is a lot louder. But both dolls have this issue where they need a new O-ring, and the string just zips right in. I have not figured out how to do that yet. I did take one apart, and it was just, it looked so damn complicated. I'm like, no, we're not doing this right now. So, this girl is going to be that chance where I'm going to have to open her up, and I'm going to have to do some surgery. And I'm going to have to figure out how she works. And hopefully not destroy her more in the process. You do such an awesome job at repairing and restoring these wonderful dolls. Thank you. That's like what I was saying earlier. I put just about everything I have into restoring these girls. Even if it means, like, where did I put her? Oh, she was here. Kind of like how I did with, oh, there she is. Oh, me. Oh, shit. Okay. Kind of like how I did with little Miss Tiny Swingy here, who lost the entirety of her lower battery terminal. So I had to use tinfoil and a couple different wires to get her to even be able to work. Yeah, because I didn't think she was going to be able to work either. But yeah, so even if I have to do a little ghetto rigging like that, and I have to completely crack the doll open and take her all apart and figure out what goes where and what does what, I try my best to get dolls to work. But yeah. But this girl, with her missing her entire battery compartment and a whole wire, that one's iffy. She's an iffy case. But I'm going to try. I am going to try. I need to figure out why that side is completely coming apart and not staying closed. But anyway, yeah, that is Little Miss Poor Pitiful Gabigail. But hopefully she won't be poor pitiful soon. Hopefully. I guess we'll see. But yeah, Little Miss Gabigail. And then, nope, I lied, not last. This girl here is another doll made by Deluxe Topper. Not Deluxe Reading, but Deluxe Topper. And the first thing I noticed from the pictures were this gap in her arms. First of all, let's take a look at her face. And then, oh, not grab her like that. Take a look at her face. Because these dolls look rather similar. Not completely identical, but similar. Yeah. Both made by Deluxe Topper. Both, I'm assuming, with the same kind of mechanism, besides the kicking legs. Her legs don't kick, but she does have moving arms. And I found out who she was, but I have not been able to get her to work. But yeah, this is Baby Love and Care. Love spelled L-U-V, and then the letter N, and then Care. And she was a doll that she was kind of like Nurse Nancy. She was a Get Better doll. And I don't remember exactly how she worked. I gotta watch more videos. But I think it was either you put on her diaper or you gave her a bottle or something like that. And then I don't know if you walked away and waited or if it happened, you know, right away or spontaneously. But I saw from the commercials that she does have little lights in her cheeks, or maybe just one in her head. But her cheeks will light up and glow. And she has, again, just like Lil Miss Fussy, she has this right here, which has a little squeaker in there, and then a plunger system inside. So when the plunger goes up and down, she squeaks. And then while she does that, her arms can go up, kind of like this. And then her arms kind of like rock back and forth like this. And then she's like, I don't know if she's like rubbing her head or patting her head. I don't know, but she does this whole thing while she's squeaking and crying. And then I think you would either give her a bottle or change her diaper, and then she would stop. But I have not been able to get her to work, which is really annoying because I want to see her in action. And I want to see if the light that's in her head still works. But yeah, so as I'm sure you saw, she does have her battery compartment, and then her battery door and her battery compartment, which are very, very clean. So she should work, but she doesn't work. And I've tried the bottle from Little Miss Fussy, I've tried the diapers from Little Miss Fussy, and I've tried different things and stuck them in here, and I can't get her to work. So, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what she does. She's kind of, her arms go back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, she's called Baby Love and Care. And her little face would light up. And she's super cute. At first, I thought she was a doll that would, like, her arms would go up and down because they move so freely. And she would, like, raise a bottle or something to her mouth. But, nope, complete opposite. But yeah. Do you have a Little Miss Echo? Yes, I do, and she works. Well, kind of. She runs. She's not the loudest, but she does work. Do a collector tour soon? Yes, I hope so. I just have to reorganize my entire room. Could you just swap the parts? Maybe. I'm assuming you're talking about Gabigail, and I thought about it, but I mean, both of those dolls work, and I would have to open her up to see where everything is connected and what it's connected to and, you know, all that. I mean, I really could if I wanted to, but I need to see how everything works first. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good, Dolly buddy. How you doing? How does a Little Miss Echo voice box work? Magnetic tape. Um, it's hard to explain, but it's essentially the same, like I said, the same setup as Gabigail, except Little Miss Echo has that button, that little bow that you turn. Little Miss Echo, you turn it one way, and she would record, and you know you could say or sing, you know, tell her whatever, and then you turn it the other way, and she says it back to you. And from what I understand, I honestly still don't understand myself after hours of inspecting and looking and whatnot. Um, but from what I understand, it is a magnetic tape strip. And that's about all I know. I don't I don't know how she records the voice. I don't know how she plays back the voice. But I know it's like a giant tape player and it's a magnetic tape strip. That's all I know. That's about it. Um, do I have my parents' dolls? Um, there's only one doll that my mom had that I have that I know of was a tiny Chatty Baby. She said she also had a Tippy Toes, which I don't know what ever happened to her, but I did get one for my birthday years ago that I still have. She is another. Ugh. I did get her to work, but then she stopped working. But her battery compartment was so corroded. I got off as much as I could, and I got her to work for like 2 seconds. And then she stopped working. And I think her leg post broke. So it doesn't stay where it needs to, so it's just real like floppy. It's not where it should be. Any new Disney dolls? Not besides the one that the ones that I showed you. I made that Disney shelf with those Barbies, and then the two brass key dolls. And yeah, besides those, not really any new Disney dolls. But yeah, and then the last doll that came in this box is this girl. I don't know if anyone knows who she is, but this is Hello Dolly, made by Remco in 1978. And she was a doll, kind of like, as you can see, it's kind of like Hello Dottie, but this is Hello Dolly. I'm assuming to be Hello Dottie's knockoff. But she had a telephone that would connect into her side, and then the telephone, I'm assuming, had some kind of microphone or something in it. But basically, she was like a mini karaoke machine. So it says, talking to the phone, and Hello Dottie talks too. She moves her mouth and talks as much as you. So I'm assuming, like I said, a little karaoke machine. Whenever you talk into the phone, she moves her mouth. So it's like she's saying what you're saying, moving her mouth as you're talking. But yeah, this is her box. Can obviously tell those are kind of two different dolls, I think, anyway. But yeah, and then it's still got this little sticker up here, which I'm assuming would be the original sticker. J.C. Penney Catalog Division. I don't see a price on it. Invoice, store number, reason, line number. Yeah, I don't know. But comes with the doll. And that's about it. So here's the doll. Yeah, like, the concept of her is cute, but she just, when I see her, the only thing I can think of is just like the little ugly duckling, the outcast, because she really is not the cutest doll. But, yeah, she has little yellow, super squishy shoes. And then she has her original outfit with her undies and hair bows. And she has a battery compartment down here. And she takes 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like double A's, one of them which probably corroded at some time. So I don't even know if she would work anyway. But I'm going to have to go to see if I can find some kind of microphone or something at a thrift store, because she doesn't have the telephone, but she does have the spot on the side where it plugs into, and then she has the speaker on her front. But yeah, it looks like her mouth was kind of probably stopped when it was opened. But yeah, she doesn't really look anything like the picture on the box. And her wrists can move and turn. And her arms are posable, and you can sit her down. Her head obviously does not turn. And I'm assuming it's just the mechanism that goes to her mouth, because the rest of her head is like super squishy. But yeah. Hey, David. She looks like a toad from Mario. I'd agree with that. Like, I don't know. I think I need to find some way to, like, I don't know. It's something, her mouth. Her mouth is like too big. It needs to be smaller. And I feel like she would be cuter. But yeah, it's just her And her box. No telephone. No nothing. But yeah. Oh, but yeah. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop. This. I just found her better. Okay. I didn't think she had it, but I think I just found the battery cover for Little Miss Fussy. Did I really? I found it. I didn't think she came with it. The little tab is broken, so it's not gonna stay closed. But I didn't think she had it. Oh my god. I used the battery cover from Baby Love and Care to test her and see if she works. So I know she works. But yeah. So that's good to know. I have her battery cover now. Hell yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to save the dolls in the next box I want to get to for another video. And then I am going to put this. Where did I put all that? With her other stuff. Which is where? I don't know. Oh well. Oh. There it is. Put her battery cover with the rest of her stuff. Alright. Well, that is good to know. Alright, so I'm going to put all this back in here. And then, oh god. I'm curious to, I want to take apart Gabigail. Because I want to know how she works. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any other dolls I need to show. I didn't think. Yeah, no. I think that's it. But I want to take her apart. I want to take her apart and I want to explore. And I want you guys to be there with me. Because I've only gone so far as taking the back half off. And that's it. But I want to do more than that. So, let's do that. Alright. Well, my phone is fully charged. So we don't need that. And we do need a screwdriver. So, let's get a screwdriver. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Choices. Decisions. Alright. And... nope. Okay. Kitten Witten. Okay. Alright. Cool. Alright, here goes nothing. I don't know what's going to happen to this arm since it is completely broken off. But I guess we're going to find out. First off, nope, that must be totally broke. Okay. Well, all right. All right, there's one screw. Where am I going to put these? Oh, here. There. So, if anyone's curious about what Gabigail looks like on the inside, let's find out. Three screws. And 4 screws. And 5 screws. Nope, maybe not. Nope, okay. There we go. 5 screws. Alright. I don't remember if her head is kind of just sitting there or what. Oop. Oh, something just fell. Ugh. Okay, I lied. Maybe her entire oh, hey, there's that other wire. Okay, you know what? I need to take this off. Take that off. I found the other wire. Alright. Ooh, buddy. Alright. Take all these limbs off. Oh, yep, there's that broken post. So that side was broken. Good to know. Alright, and take this arm off. And that is a whole lot of hell now. Oh no. Oh crap. This arm is not sitting in there. Alright. Well, this whole thing is... Oh yeah, someone definitely got up in here. So this is the inside. And you can see all the mechanics, the string in there, and the spring coil, and there's the O-ring down there. And I'm assuming that's the magnetic tape there. This whole thing is just completely loose. Which I'm assuming should not be a thing. And this arm is... Alright, well, I gotta take that off anyway, because this whole thing is coming off. You can see how that white piece is separated from her arm there, when it should look like that. Probably because of these rubber bands. But this is the little switch. So you would put her arm up, and it would flip that. So now she's in record mode, and then put her arm down, and now she's not in record mode. Because this little piece here, there's like a little magnet or something. You flip her up into record mode, and it touches down right to that magnetic tape. And then you put her arm down, and it takes it off of that. What the hell? There's like an entire switch. There's like a whole switch down there. Huh. Damn. Okay. I don't understand the switch. This, like, it's like an on-off switch. I don't understand that. I did replace Chrissy's ponytail to grow to toes, same color hair. The second is good condition. Hair to floor. Third, rerooted in blonde and chestnut blonde, long hair. I also replaced her pony. Nice. Those sound pretty. If anything, you could take the mechanics out of the bad condition Caucasian one. Possibly. I just need to... I never... Like I said, my other one that I took apart, I got as far as just getting her back off. And then I saw all of this, and I'm like, nope. And I put her back together. I did nothing else. I didn't take anything out. I didn't look at anything. I sure as hell didn't know that there was a whole on-off switch. So, but I don't think this whole thing is supposed to be loose. So that now makes me wonder if this was ever screwed down. You know what? No, it was not screwed down. There's literally no screws that are... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there is. Damn. Okay. So there is a hole in the bottom center of this housing that looks like it's supposed to screw in. Oh, yeah. There's a screw hole right here. So this whole mechanism was held into place, but someone unscrewed it. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Okay, well, how easy would it be? Oh, of course, that's on the very bottom. Underneath everything. Damn. So, where does that O-ring even go? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so replacing this O-ring, the screws here are at the top. And all this stuff that's the O-ring is at the very, very bottom. Down here at the bottom. On the very bottom. So everything else would have to come off and out. The gears, the string, the tape, the switches, all of that would have to come out. No, I'm good on that. Good Lord. I'm just... Yeah. That is so much. All right. Well, I mean, at least I know how she works now. And I know that I'm never, ever in my life probably going to try and repair her. I just can't believe that someone took out that screw and then never replaced it. But both the wires are here. One just looks like it's much shorter than the other. Ay, ay, ay. Poor little Gabigail. I still don't understand what this switch is for. I don't know. But I'm gonna leave that to the professionals. Maybe one day I'll get up the nerve. But as of right now, it's a no. It's a no for me. Exactly. And that is why. Because nothing is staying in place as it needs to be. Alright. Oh. So for now, she'll probably just get a wipe down and her hair brushed out. And then after that, I don't know. But yeah. So that whole post is broke. So, alright. So all the other screws are good. Alright. Looks like fun? No. When I first got my Talkie Chrissy and pulled her string, her entire string came out, so I only heard one of her phrases, which was, I love you, and I never got to fix her. Yeah, 12 phrase Chrissies they're a nightmare. They are definitely a nightmare. And I'm assuming that's what this girl would be, is a nightmare. Because, of course, everything has to be on top of the O-ring. So to get to the O-ring, everything else has to come off. Go figure. Way to go, General Mills. Make the most complicated setup in the history of dolls. Alright, well that post is broken, so I can't screw that back into anything, so I guess I have an extra screw. Alright. So for now, I guess she's just gonna have a completely empty, hollow battery compartment. And with that, I'm just gonna do up her hair, put this little top pony back in, which is supposed to be here. She has a little bow that goes up there, and like a top ponytail. And yeah, until I can figure out how exactly to get her to work. yeah. She's just going to be a pretty, pretty little doll. Yes, they started in 1969, and then I think they went up to 1978, I want to say, 1979. And then the last versions of them were in the 80s when they made remade the Baby Chrissy and then Country Chrissy and all of those. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, that's Gabigail. Alright. And with that, I am in pain. So unfortunately, I have to end this video now. I wish I didn't, because there's so much work I need to do and catch up on. But damn sciatica. Do I have the Porcelain Chrissy? No. God, how I wish I did. Porcelain Chrissy she's definitely a Grail doll. Oh, I want her so bad. Made by the Danbury Mint. The only thing I don't like about her is that she's the same size as Velvet. She's 15 inches. She's not even the normal size of 18 inches. But, what are you going to do? You get what you get. But, alright. I am going to sign off of here for the night because I am in pain. I wish I wasn't, and I wish I could stay on longer. But, unfortunately, getting old sucks. But yeah. So, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you all enjoyed this late night Dolly chat, or what was of it. And yeah, I hope you all have a Dollyrific day. I'm not exactly sure when I will be going live again. Hopefully soon, because I have more dolls to show off and work on and whatnot. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you had fun and learned a few things. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Adios and good night.